We are ready to go. Intertrack in tip-top shape, and it's another Saturday here at the Big A, New York City's racetrack. Tell you, these Aqueduct Insiders have been few and rare, but we're happy to be on the air tonight with all of you on MSG+. It's the Mig, Richard Migliore, and Jason Blewitt. And I'll tell you, a Saturday without thoroughbred racing, there isn't such a thing. But there was just an added step in my step coming to work today. It felt really good to get back in action at Aqueduct.
Well, we hadn't been here since last Saturday, so of course distance makes the heart grow fonder, as they say.
Absolutely.
And so it's great to be back at work. But also I thought we had a really good card here at Aqueduct and a lot of good racing, particularly down in Florida, we were keeping an eye on as well.
Right, and that leads off the headlines. It's all about 3 consecutive sprint races or 3 consecutive stakes races down at Gulfstream Park, beginning with the Gulfstream Park Sprint Championship. This was the race where Mean Season was coming back. He's around 9 to 5 or so. He didn't get off all that alertly, and we'll see what happened off the quarter pole as we send it down to Larry Colmus.
Taken over. Mean Season has given way on the inside. Speechify is next, a 45 flat half mile. They're into the stretch, and it's Happy My Way in front. Happy My Way and Joe Bravo into the final furlong. CZ comes off the rail and starts to move up. And then comes Speechify, Puntruski and Weekend Hideaway. Mean Season being eased at the back of the field. Here's CZ on the outside. And CZ and Edgar Zayas have won it over Happy My Way. And then it was Speechify and Puntruski.
Bit of an upset, to say the least, with the number 2 CZ, who ran just 13 days ago. He gets lifetime win number 4 for Stanley Gold. And how about the meet Edgar Zayas is having down at Gulfstream Park?
He's having a terrific meet, and he's holding his own with a very, very tough jockey colony. And if he's not winning, Jason, he's hitting the board on some real long shots. A guy who's aggressive, he rides hard, he puts his horses in position. Nice to see him get rewarded with this win on a big day in Florida when the world is paying attention.
Mean Season, not off alertly, broke bad, kind of just got away from Erod Ortiz. He was between a rock and a hard place, rushed up, and just completely stopped on the turn.
Yeah, he completely stopped. I think it had less to do with him breaking slow and having to go fast to catch up. As it is obviously he's a horse that has some physical issues. He was vanned off again today. So, unfortunately, all the time they gave him didn't seem to work out.
All right, we'll get you back down to Gulfstream Park. 3-year-old fillies in the Devona Dale. There are some Kentucky Oaks points on the line, and Larry Colmus once again with the call.
Cotty's Phaeton, who is turning for home on the lead here. 3/4 win in 1:10-3, and they're into the stretch. Cotty's Phaeton asking for money, and Bird at the Wire. These 3, Cotty's Phaeton still there. Bird at the Wire on the outside, asking for money between them, and the 3 of them coming in the final 16th. It's Bird at the Wire asking for money, and a determined Cotty's Phaeton on the inside, and Cotty's Phaeton just won't give it up. She won it in a photo with Bird at the Wire.
Score another one for the Florida Connections. It is trainer Bill Kaplan and Cotty's Phaeton, who just would not be denied.
She refused to lose. It looked like she was going to get past any number of times through the stretch and just seemed to keep finding. And you got to like this filly's, just her intestinal fortitude. In every one of her races, whether she wins or loses, she's in there fighting. All you can ask is the best of a horse. She shows up and gives her best every time. Nice to see Luis Saez also get a stakes victory.
Riding very well, picking up win number 48 down there. He's getting close to that 50-win mark. And Puka, I thought, ran pretty well, sneaking up there for 4th, capping the Super.
I think it was a great first race back. I think something to build on. I think we're going to see bigger and better things from her going forward. Gulfstream has been a very speed-favoring track, not exactly playing to her strength. I think you're going to see her perform better when she hits a track that's a little more fair.
And maybe that was a bit of a concern a bit later in the afternoon with Main Sequence, who, of course, has that big, powerful stretch kick. He was coming off a layoff. He's looking to stay unbeaten, trying to make it 5 for 5 in the U.S. And here's Larry Colmus with the McDermott.
Top of the stretch, Twilight Eclipse takes on Change of Command. Main Sequence is in the middle of the course, but he's got work to do. Twilight Eclipse is the leader. Main Sequence is coming. Change of Command's on the rail. It's Twilight Eclipse, and here comes Main Sequence. Oh, and he just runs right on by. And a champion returns in glory. Main Sequence has defeated Twilight Eclipse again.
Sensational. This was the kind of run off the quarter pole or off the 3/16 pole that just quite simply took your breath away. You could literally see Main Sequence lower his body to the turf and just refuse to lose the Twilight Eclipse.
There's so much to like from this performance. First of all, Rajiv Mirage getting the mount back after being injured and losing the mount. Unfortunately, missing the Breeders' Cup, and Johnny Velasquez, obviously a great rider, filled in very well there. So Rajiv getting him back, and now this horse did so many things right this trip. He broke with his field, first time in the country he's ever done that. He ran through the wire when he tends to pull up when he hits the front, and you could see how he waits on Rajiv's cues. He waited for Rajiv to really ask him for his best before, like you said, Jason, he lowered his body and went and got Twilight Ridge.
And the score is 5-0 against Twilight Eclipse.
Eclipse, I'm sorry, yeah.
Looked home free. Today was the day, mid-stretch marker. He has got Main Sequence. He's finally going to turn the tables, and Main Sequence just refused to lose.
He just has his number. It seems like he can beat him any which way it comes up. He just has that turn of foot. And you could actually see Rajiv point his horse's head at Twilight Eclipse. I was going to say Ridge again. And he went and got him. Nothing more fun to watch than when a horse actually bears down and just goes and gets him.
Heck of a job by Grab Motion.
Yes.
Didn't mean to cut you off there, and we'll see Main Sequence hopefully overseas in the Dubai Shima Classic. No U.S.-based horse has ever won one of those Group 1 turf races on the World Cup undercard, so Main Sequence may put a stop to that skid. Looking forward to him.
I think he's bringing the right horse to it. I really do, and especially the way this horse looked in his return. More professional than even in his 4-for-4 season last year.
Stakes lined up over the next couple of cards at Aqueduct. We're happy about that, and we will get them in the gate. 3-year-old fillies took the center stage with the spotlight. It is the 36th running of the Busher, and most eyes, in fact, on the outside with Conde Commando.
Was taken back just a bit, now moving up on the outside and moving up and challenging for the lead. There goes Conde Commando. Conde Commando takes over, heading into the clubhouse turn. Over-prepared, runs in second with the Gray Liberty Island on the outside in third. Then Paulassilverlining with Sweet on Smokey and a break of 3 to Hold Me Down, who trails in sixth. And it's the big favorite, Conde Commando, on the lead here by a length over Prepared, and they've reached the back stretch. The quarter was run in 24 and 2/5 seconds. Conde Commando leads by a length and a half. Over Prepared runs in second. Liberty Island is on the outside in third with Paulassilverlining down at the rail. Then Sweet on Smokey, and farther back is Hold Me Down, who continues to trail in sixth. Conde Commando continues to lead. Ran the opening half in 48 and 3/5 seconds. It's Conde Commando in front by almost 2. Then it's the trio of Over Prepared, Liberty Island on the outside, and Paulassilverlining. Paulassilverlining has now moved into second. Liberty Island is third as Over Prepared drops out of it, passed there by Sweet on Smokey. Hold Me Down trails. Conde Commando in front as they hit the top of the stretch. Paulassilverlining on the outside. 3/4 went in 1:13. Conde Commando has opened up now. Conde Commando with a 4-length lead. Paulassilverlining in second. Big break back to Sweet on Smokey in third. Here's Conde Commando. No problem with a little snow, and certainly no problem with the competition. Conde Commando wins the Busher. Paulassilverlining was second. Turned out to be a photo for third between...
It's not every day you get an Eclipse Award finalist running on the inner track, but we got that with Conde Commando at 240. Complete domination in the Busher.
Yeah, got a very confident ride from Junior Alvarado. Didn't get off to the greatest of starts, but he didn't panic. He didn't overuse her. Allowed her to take him to the lead. Was a little bit keen because she was fresh, obviously. The one thing I didn't like, and I thought this was an impressive first race back, her not changing leads to me. I just remember her being very handy at it as a 2-year-old. She didn't change, and then she changed awkwardly late. Now, she had the race won, and maybe it means nothing, but that's something I think we need to keep an eye on going forward.
Well, she is 4 for 5 going forward. Maybe the Gazelle next. Regardless, you were with Rudy Rodriguez moments after the Busher.
Conde Commando was very impressive. Did you think she was going to run that well off the layoff?
You know, Richie, we don't have her 100% ready. I tell the boss, Mr. Dupp and Stuart Grant, that she probably was maybe like 90% ready to run. But this was a race to look forward to, and looked like she did it nice and comfortable. And we're looking for a better and bigger teams up.
Where do you think you go from here with her? If she comes out of the race good, what's next?
You know, right now I'm just gonna relax and enjoy it. But I gotta talk to Mr. Dupp and figure out a plan for her and take it from there.
Is the ultimate goal the Kentucky Oaks right now?
You know, that's everybody's dream, so I guess we got to keep dreaming with that.
Well, she had her ready today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Richie.
Well, the connections of this Tis Wonderful filly can dream big tonight because she returned a winner in her 3-year-old debut. The races, Mig, are obviously going to get tougher, the competition, bigger fields, etc., etc. What is her biggest strength going forward?
Well, her biggest strength is her speed, and I hope that they don't try to mute that speed. Her weapon is her speed. Naturally, she's fast. She got to control things today, but she's shown she's capable of going very fast. Think back to the spin away when she broke slowly from the inside, and she had to be used hard in the slop that day to move up on the inside. Personally, I'm of the opinion, and she probably going to show me wrong.
Right.
That she's better around one turn. I think up to a mile around one turn, she's just going to be a powerhouse. I think as it gets tougher and she's going to face tougher pace scenarios, tougher horses, the 2 turns is going to be something she's going to have to deal with.
Well, the Grade 2 Gazelle on that Wood Memorial undercard April 4th is likely to be her next race right here at Aqueduct. 2 turns, 9 furlongs on the main track. Maybe that'll give us a clue as to what direction they go with Conde Commando. But the Acorn strikes me as the race that has got her name on it on that Belmont Stakes undercard. BelmontStakes.com, by the way, and those Belmont Stakes tickets for Saturday, June 6th go on sale 10 a.m. Monday morning. BelmontStakes.com for more information.
Wow, it makes me excited to think we're not that far away, really.
We're only 2 weeks out from Gotham Day, in fact, as we get on. And that's March 7th as we get on to race number 7 on the show. Solid group. This was a decent-looking affair of New York-bred 3-year-old fillies, and they're all maidens, in fact, as we go back to Johnny I.
And they're off. Zippa Tequila shows first. Ginned Up moves into second. On the outside is Moondance Joy. Then it's Paradise Peak. Born to be Mild is down at the rail and moving up several spots. Non Finiche Mai far outside in 6th. Mark the Sky runs in 7th. Camille Storm is 8th. Truly Unruly is the trailer in 9th. Now 4 of them are stacked across the track after an opening quarter in 23-3. Zippa Tequila. On the outside, Non Finiche Mai is now moving up. Then Moondance Joy, Ginned Up, is dropping back. So it's 3 of them heads apart for the lead. Non Finiche Mai far outside. Moondance Joy in between horses. Zippa Tequila down towards the rail. Born to be Mild has now moved into 4th. Mark the Sky on the extreme outside. The half was run at 47 1/5 seconds. And the field is in the stretch. Non Finiche Mai now takes over. Non Finiche Mai by 2. Moondance Joy, Zippa Tequila down at the rail. Farther back it's Camille's Storm. And then Ginned Up and Born to be Mild. They come down for the finish. Non Finiche Mai is the winner. Camille Storm rallied to get second. Moondance Joy was third.
Couple of constants this winter on the inner track. The cold, the snow, and actually here's a third constant. Gary Gullo in the winner's circle picking up win number 17 with Non Finiche Mai.
Just having a absolutely phenomenal meet, winning at a high percentage. This filly tipped her hand in her debut when she was squeezed at the start, finished strongly to be second, and basically with the outside post, she had this field over a barrel.
And it's all about the fillies and mares big going forward. A quick timeout on Insider. The opening leg of the late double, a big field, a wide open betting race, and more calls, of course, from Johnny I. Welcome back. The paddock, well, a lot of snow here in the paddock over the last few hours. It was right before they broke from the gate and, in fact, left the paddock for the Busher, which went as race number 3, that the snow really picked up. But, again, I go back to just being at the races today, and Aqueduct had a buzz about it. I think the locals were happy to get back into the swing of things.
Well, I'm sure after being deprived of live racing action for a week, they were waiting. And as we walked in this morning, a lot of people were asking, we're racing today, right? Well, yeah, it actually was a pretty nice day. In spite of the snow, it kind of made things pretty, and the track was good and safe, and that's all we want, is for things to be safe for the horses and riders.
Big A still buzzing as we get you back to race number 8, opening leg of the late double. It's an open company now, winners of one allowance. Few state breds were in the race, but it's not a New York bred restricted race, but we have a New York bred calling the action, and that's John Abrial up the backside.
Outside, my Savannah Belle now moves up, and Benny's Bullets in between horses, so 4 of them across the track with Jubilant Vision sitting right behind in 5th. Striking Impact is 6th, flaring at the rail in 7th. Kara's Match Point trails the field in 8th. A battle up front. It's Laura Candisco now coming away with the lead. Benny's Bullet right there in 2nd. Dulcify runs in 3rd. My Savannah Belle is tailed off in 4th after an opening quarter mile in 23 1/5 seconds, and they race midway around the turn. Laura Candisco, Dulcify on the outside, and Benny's Bullet down at the rail. A break of 3. to Jubilant Vision, now up to 4th. Then Striking Impact in 5th, and Kara's match point is 6th. The half was running 46 and 2/5 seconds. Benny's Bullet and Dulcify. Those two now together as Laura Candisco drops out of it. Benny's Bullet in front, clear now. Benny's Bullet by almost 3. Dulcify in second. So my Savannah Belle gaining ground down at the rail, but she's not going to catch Benny's Bullet. 1 by 3. My Savannah Belle up for second. Then Dulcify and Kara's.
Benny's Bullet vied inside and had another gear late beneath Cordelia Velasquez, who had calls making all 9 races today at Aqueduct.
Well, it's a credit to him and a credit to his agent, Billy Castle, to line up that many mounts and a bunch of live mounts. But for a rider like Cordelia, who's coming off of injury, who's an older guy, it's really just a testimony to how fit he is and what a professional he is and how good he takes care of himself. It's difficult, especially in the tough conditions, to ride 9 races. It's a lot of physical exertion. You're breathing in that cold air all day. Cordelia looks strong from the first to the last. Right,
with the short post. I mean, we sped up post. Last race was 4:55. You're talking 20 minutes between races, and he's very strong. He's got a very individualistic sort of finish. You know it's Cordelia when he straightens one out off the quarter pole.
Yeah, absolutely, and he is very strong. It's easy to pick up just his physicality and his ferocity.
And Michelle Nevin picking up win number 11. She's only run about 40 horses this winter on the inner, including Paulassilverlining, who was second, of course, in the Bush earlier today.
Yeah, nice filly. Actually talking with her owner, Vinny Scuderi, who I have a relationship with, rode for a long time. He asked me my opinion. I said, I'd like to see her shorter. I think she's just much better 6 to a 1-turn mile.
Well, short is where we're going next because it's quarter pole to the finish line, 6 races. It's the Super Saturday 6 as we go back up to Johnny I for the calls.
Top of the stretch, and it's Honor Bound with the lead. Leatherhead Lurie is second, 2.5 lengths from the leader, Honor Bound. On the outside is Party On, now moving into second. Honor Bound holding the lead. Party On in second, then Leatherhead Lurie and American Hero. Honor Bound by 1.5 lengths. Party On, one last try here. Honor Bound, Party On. Honor Bound by a head. Party On was second. Or the back, American Hero. Doro now making a move on the far outside. Matt and Jesse down at the rail. And Unbridled Logic, anybody's race as they pass the 3/16 pole. And Raptoro has come away with the lead. Raptoro by 3 lengths. Then Matt and Jesse and Becker's Galaxy. It's Raptoro in front. Raptoro by 2.5 as they come for the wire. Raptoro the winner. Matt and Jesse got second over Becker's Galaxy. Pleiadian faded to 4th. Pony down at the rail. They come into the stretch. In a Flash has built a 4-length lead here. My Tea Time runs in second. In a Flash is the leader. My Tea Time still 3.5 lengths behind. Now just the 16th to the wire. In a Flash now by 3. My Tea Time on the outside. In a Flash, My Tea Time is second. And In a Flash has won it. In a Flash by 2. My Tea Time second. Supsa came on for third. Star Magnolia was 4th. Those white blinkers riding with the Devil, the favorite on the outside. Half in 47-1 as they come through the stretch now. Betty Bing Bing trying to pull off an upset here. Betty Bing Bing is holding on to the lead. Then it's Wisdom of Oz riding with the Devil on the outside. The others are far back. Betty Bing Bing by a length. Here's Wisdom of Oz riding with the Devil on the outside. The 3 of them come for the wire, and it's a photo finish. Wisdom of Oz in between horses. Betty Bing Bing, Change Will Do You Good, has moved into 4 3/4, 1:13 Sea Raven looking to come through down at the rail. Huge Asset is there. Then Giant in the Moonlight far outside. It's Change Will Do You Good. 4 of them across the track as they pass the 8th pole. Sea Raven at the rail. Change Will Do You Good on the outside. Change Will Do You Good has taken over in deep stretch. Change Will Do You Good. The winner by a little more than a length. Sea Raven, after that stumbling start, did get second. Get again as the field comes for the top of the stretch. John O bearing out there Blowing the turn there was Little Rocco. The field is now in the stretch, and Ice Wagon is moving up on the outside to challenge John Silver for the lead. John Silver and Ice Wagon, Stalagmite back in third, then Kodiak Cody as they come down for the 16th pole. John Silver hanging tough. Ice Wagon in second. Kodiak Cody on the outside. They come for the line. John Silver wins it. Kodiak Cody up for second. Ice Wagon was third.
We mentioned Cordelio, another guy that has clearly sees the headlines lately at Aqueduct. Junior Alvarado, who had a hat trick today.
Had a hat trick. He's riding terrific. Another guy coming off injury. It's not an easy thing to do. Found his rhythm, found his timing, is fit, took care of himself. He's riding great. And you got to give his agent, Mike Solito, some credit, too, picking up a mount like Commando. Your agent has a lot to do with that, but Junior has been able to win with all kinds of horses.
And we'll see a short time from now if John Silver, who was taking a big drop in the nightcap for George Weaver and got it done at 6-5, if he was claimed. But we'll check out the claims after the Frost Giant New York bred standout on this snowy Saturday at Aqueduct. Race number 7, a white-hot trainer in her corner, known for Niche Mai. Here she is, despite running 3 wide and chasing 3 wide, she still powered home a much the best winner.
I'm just so glad she's the Frost Giant New York bred standout of the day. To listen to you say her name as well as you say, you just say it so well, but she absolutely was very good. Gary Gullo continues his winning ways, much like the Frost Giants. They win on all kinds of surfaces at all kinds of distances.
A Son of Giants Causeway out of a Gone West mare standing at Keene Stud for $10,000 in the 2015 breeding season. Eric Bishop, the man you need to talk to about the man, as we check out the rider standings with another card down. And again, these Aqueduct cards have been few and far between. A cold winter in the Northeast, and even that Big A pond is frozen. But the action pretty hot on the jockey standings board that we have up currently. And how about Erod Ortiz Jr., who spent the day along with his brother down in Miami?
Yeah, actually, the 3 leading riders not here today riding, so while the cat's away, the mice will play. Junior Alvarado certainly cut into that. And I see that pond out there. How about a little pond hockey?
I would love to get out on the ice. Rangers are knocking them dead, too. Nice win up in Buffalo with the 20-year-old goaltender last night. But anyway, David Jacobson, 25 wins. Linda Rice with 18. And Gary Gullo is hot on everybody's heels.
Hot on everybody's heels, and with less horses, and just his percentages through the roof.
Claims on the afternoon. No one took John Silver. I had a feeling someone for 12-5 might go in, but Ice Wagon, who's got a classic H. Alwyn Jerkins pedigree, the only one claimed. Jeffrey Engelhardt. But how about Gary Gullo taking both Danny Gargan winners earlier in the day?
Well, he's got people that want to claim. He's the hot trainer, and he's loading up, putting bullets in the gun.
Evening Attire, one of our favorites, won the Aqueduct here in 02 in a snowstorm. He will have his namesake tomorrow on a Sunday card, and a preview is forthcoming on MSG+. We're excited. 14 days, exactly 2 weeks out from that Gotham Day card here at Aqueduct. Whole bunch of stakes will be on that Saturday, March 7th program. First post of 1:20 p.m. for the time being at Aqueduct, and even in your riding days, because that has always been considered, at least in my mind, sort of the turn from winter into the early stages of spring. Did it feel that way when you were riding?
Well, it always did, and originally it was the Swift, the Bayshore, the Gotham, and the Wood Memorial. Now, of course, it's a different look, but absolutely, Gotham is definitely a harbinger of the spring to come and the Triple Crown.
Very important stepping stone to the Grade $1 million Wood Memorial here on Saturday, April 4th. But what about tomorrow's action? We do have that Pick 6 carryover, about 17,000. Nobody was alive going into the nightcap, and it is a sequence, in fact, a card, I should say, because it goes as race number 3, anchored by the Evening Attire, formerly the Aqueduct Handicap. And here's a rematch off the Jazzle. Micromanage would not be denied. He's splitting horses in the blue and orange.
Yeah, and you know what? Micromanage, to me, showed another dimension. I just like his turn of foot. His last 2 starts, he's really been able to finish. Now, he is getting paces to run at, and he might not get quite as much pace tomorrow, at least first blush for me. But this horse has shown the ability to lay closer when they go slower, and I think he's in raging form right now. And his record on the inner track is pretty impressive.
He's blossomed into a horse Evening Attire would root for. He's become the leading handicap horse in the Big Apple. Now, when this race was originally scheduled for Monday, Kid Cruz was not in the mix. He is coming back tomorrow for Linda Rice. First start since the Midsummer Derby.
Yeah, and I think he's going to have to knock some ring rust off. I mean, he hasn't been training that impressively, at least according to the times. And anytime a horse comes off this kind of layoff, you have to think he's going to need one to get in top shape.
Belmont won a turf race late in the Gulfstream card. In fact, the race preceding the Fountain of Youth. Maybe he's got another stakes winner this weekend in Mr. Palmer, who they've always liked. They've aimed pretty high with this horse.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's shown his connections, something that makes him kind of keep pushing forward. He is 4 starts on the inner track with 2 wins in 2 seconds. Personally, I think he's going to have to move forward. There's got to have to be forward movement for him to be the likes of Micromanage.
Indeed, inside post, Angel Arroyo riding for Bill Mott. Riley Mott, his son, will send out that horse, a son of the late Pulpit from the rail. Really, though, even though we have that pick 6 carryover, it's about the pick 5 as we get on to Sunday's first race. 3-year-old maidens and a look at Uninfluenced, who ran 4th in a sneaky good debut. He's the gray last in the picture.
Yeah, and I remember commenting to you when we watched this race. So this horse ran like a horse that the light bulb hadn't gone on yet. Kind of ran a little bit spotty in my estimation, and then kind of picked it up again late. I think the mile's going to help. I'm not crazy about the post, but I do think that with the race, he's going to be more tuned in.
All the people that have contenders in the Evening Attire meet in the first race as we now look at Bill Mott and Riley Mott with the 1 net gain, who's run okay, but he's had a little bit of hang in him.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 starts back, I mean, it looked like he had to win, and he did hang. He faced a better group, I thought, last time. He does get an advantageous inside post. The mile's a very short run to the turn. I think that's a benefit. And he's the kind of horse sometimes they get in trouble, they're blocked, and they find room late. And even if they don't want to pass horses, they get up.
Linda Rice off the claim $30,000 pickup in Richie's Rich, who was second behind the fast and very promising and unbeaten El Deal.
Yeah, and he is going from a maiden 35, though, to a maiden allowance race, and it is 1 mile. He's going to have to show me. He has more the look of a 1-run sprinter to me.
Linda's done some fine work off the claim, thinking of Kid Cruz and Palace. Maybe she's got another stakes winner down the road with Richie's Rich. A tall order, though, being a son of forestry, stretching out against a pretty solid field of 3-year-old maidens in the first race at 120. We have covered pretty much 2 legs out of the pick 5. Let's see what Andy and Maggie have for us as we send it on over.
Great to be back in action. It's great to be back racing here on Sunday at the Big A, and we're going to get the pain over with early because I think the first race a very interesting race. I do think the 6-horse Uninfluenced is the horse to beat. Wide trip last time, a day you wanted to be inside. I thought he ran well, and he should be effective stretching out. But there's a very interesting player to at least get a big piece of this race, if not win, and that's the 4, SS Minnow, who actually was very live at 18-1 in his debut, a super tough maiden race that we ran here just a couple of weeks ago. And SS Minnow had enormous trouble at the start. He was completely stayed out and eliminated, and frankly did some reasonable running to get himself into some kind of contending position considering how far back he was. Whether or not he's going to stretch out is another question, but this horse who had worked reasonably well at the 2-year-old sales, and I think is a very, very interesting horse making his second start at a price in the first, the 4, SS Minnow, as we head to Maggie.
Well, it's another paddock insider in the chilly Aqueduct paddock, but taking a look at the Sunday card, I'll focus in on race number 8. It is an optional allowance claimer for the New York breds, going the 6 furlongs, 4-year-olds and upward, and taking a look at number 8, Free Mugatu, in here for trainer John Terranova. I was impressed with the way this horse had progressed from 3 to 4, coming off that long break, and he ran respectably well in a similar spot first off the bench. I think with that tightener under his belt, he could move forward, especially with the move outward as far as post positions are concerned. He broke from the rail last time. He's now in the 8 hole. I think that should help this horse out a lot, one who likes to stalk the pace and come running late. So it's Free Mugatu, your paddock insider for tomorrow. Guys, back to you.
17K the carryover. It all begins at 1:20 p.m. We hope for a clear day here in Queens, and for the Mig and myself, have a great Saturday night.